Hey, good morning. Oops. Good morning. I forgot to clip on my microphone. Hopefully you can still hear me okay, but we'll clip it on real quick here just to make sure you can hear me. Good morning. So this morning, early this morning, I was having a devotion time and the scripture just kept coming to me. I'm going to read it to you. It's in Mark chapter 9, and I'm reading it in the Passion Translation. It says, Jesus said to him, "What do you mean, if?" And it just made me stop. And it continues on. Jesus says, "If you are able to believe, all things are possible to the believer or to those that believe." But this, what do you mean, if? It was like, it just hit me so hard. Because I know that there's places in my life where I've believed an if. What do you mean, if? Is this hitting home for you this morning? If you go back and you look at the story here, Jesus is, he's with a crowd of people, and the disciples, I was scrolling to the place where I wanted to read to you. The disciples have not been able to make this little boy or this young or this child free. He appears to be possessed with the devil. And in fact, the title is "The Disciples Unable to Cast Out a Demon." So from that aspect, let's just look at this big picture. This is not like put a Band-Aid on your finger, you broke your nail. This is like a huge thing, okay? In the contrast of a little owie to casting out a demon. Okay. And it says that now when they came down to the mountain to the other 9 disciples, they noticed a large crowd of people gathered around them, with the religious scholars arguing with them. The crowd was astonished to see Jesus himself walking toward them, so they immediately ran to welcome him. "What are you arguing about with the religious scholars?" he asked them. A man spoke up out of the crowd. "Teacher," he said, "I have a son possessed by a demon that makes him mute. I brought him here to you, Jesus. Whenever the demon takes control of him and knocks him down, he foams at the mouth and gnashes his teeth, and his body becomes stiff as a board. I brought him to your disciples, hoping that they could deliver him, but they were unable to do it." Okay, so again, let's think about this. This little one, this young child, or however old, is being thrown into the fire, mute, unable to speak, and this parent is looking for help. And all the naysayers are there saying why it won't work. What does Jesus say? "Why are you such a faithless people?" Why do you believe the if? What are you dealing with in your life today? What we believe matters. And here Jesus is looking at the disciples and the people and like, hey, come on. Why are you believing the if? There's so much more power in you. You are capable of so much. I want to encourage you this morning, whatever that dream is, that vision, that goal that you have, what you believe does manifest, comes from the inside out. Jesus addresses the crowd and calls them faithless. And the definition there means believing the wrong thing. It doesn't mean that they have no faith. It means they have faith in the wrong thing. It doesn't mean that they don't believe in anything. They believe in the wrong thing. And that belief is keeping them limited and keeping them, not only themselves in bondage, but those around them that are looking to the leaders to be the change. Does anybody know this world needs change? So they brought him to Jesus, and as soon as the demon saw him, it threw the boy into convulsions. Jesus turned to the father and asked, how long has he been this way? And they go on and on and on. Jesus says, they talk and talk, but the father says, please, if you're able to do something, anything, have compassion on us. And Jesus said, what do you mean, if? So here, this father's pouring out his heart. And he's standing before the Son of God. He says, if. And Jesus says, what do you mean, if? Whatever you believe is yours. If you believe it, you can have it. It's not a matter to God as if he can do it. He knows he can do it. What matters is what you believe. Because what you believe is what will manifest. And of course, there's a time where our belief, I say, ends and his takes over, right? But let's look at this again. What do you mean if? If you are able to believe, all things are possible to the believers, or to those that believe. And then listen, the father's heart has been turned. When he heard this, the boy's father, he cried out saying, I believe, help my little belief. Help me. And of course, that's when that super faith or that supernatural faith takes over. It only takes that mustard seed of faith. Whew. That's all it takes. But that little mustard seed of faith brought that man from if to, okay, I believe I'm taking a chance. I'm stepping out in faith here. Take me by the hand. Take me the rest of the way. When you know the rest of the story, his son was made whole. What are you dealing with today? Maybe it is something as serious as that. Maybe it's something not so serious. Maybe it's something financial. Maybe it's something relational. What is it that you are dealing with today? Sorry. Whatever it is, I want you to strip if from your vocabulary. There's many other times in the Bible where we are said, nope, fear not, believe only. And there's another scripture that says, write the vision and make it plain. What is it that you're believing in? Is it just all self-talk up here? Have you put pen to paper? Are you believing it? Are you declaring it? Are you decreeing it? I mean, are you rolling it around inside of you so it is more real than what you're seeing out here? Because it comes from within. The belief comes from within, and it manifests on the outside. Write the vision. Well, in order to have a vision, you have to that's another word for a belief. Write it down. And then it says that the readers can run with it. You are the first person that needs to run with what you believe. How is anybody else going to tag along with you, run with you, say, yes, yes, I'm with you on this, if they don't see it first in you? So I know this is a lot that I'm coming on here for like 10 minutes, and I just wanted to be on here for like 5, but write the vision. No more ifs. Remove that from your vocabulary today. Just completely remove it. No more ifs. If you do, if you don't. No. if. Let's get rid of it. Why if? Jesus said no. Believe only. All things, even that thing you're dealing with, yep, all things are possible to him who believes. And believing isn't just like, oh yeah, I think it could happen. It's a knowing, but it starts as that mustard seed. And sometimes we have to borrow somebody else's belief in ourselves until ours catches up with that. And let me tell you, that father right there in that scripture I was reading to you, he was like, I believe, help me. He was not just having this big belief that came up in him. He said, I am going to believe in your belief, Jesus, in this situation. And that's what we need to do. Sometimes we have to borrow somebody else's belief until ours catches up. So I'm encouraging you today, borrow the belief of Jesus. Borrow the belief of your friend. Borrow the belief of whoever it is until yours catches up. But you know how it's going to catch up? It's by constant repetition, writing it down, making it plain, saying it. How did you learn your math tables, right? More of the same does not bring change, but change does not bring more of the same. Borrow my belief in you. You can do this. You've got this. You are not faithless. No, you're not. You've got this. No more ifs. Believe. All things. That's a big one. Yeah. Hi, Annette. Good morning, sister. Mwah. All things. Come on, folks. The sky is not the limit unless you make it the limit. You have dreams. You have vision. You have goals. Don't sit on them. Don't bury them. Don't let them hide under the pile of if. All things are possible. Even that. Yep. To those who believe. I believe in you. God believes in you. And you can stand on that belief as your mustard seed of faith grows. All right. I love you all so much. Mwah! Blessings on you. Have a beautiful Monday, magnificent Monday, not a manic Monday. How about a beautiful, magnificent Monday and an awesome week? Talk to you later. Bye. Shalom.